Cenotaph Mask was a brand new exotic helmet for the Warlock class released in Season of the Deep with the unique ability to create heavy ammo for the fire team after having marked a champion with a trace rifle. Of course, for balancing reasons, the wearer did not receive the heavy, and it was also a finder brick, so it gave less ammo than a normal one. Still though, if you ran a scavenger mod with, say, a rocket launcher, you still got 2 rockets from each brick, and well, it should go without saying that this is pretty overpowered for GM Nightfalls because of the sheer abundance of champions present in said activity. However, according to player data, this helmet and even rockets for that matter are nowhere to be found. Right now, the GM meta is dominated by builds promoting slower playstyles like Dawn Chorus Polaris Lance, Celestial Nighthawk Lucky Pants, or Phoenix Protocol Wellspan, which, to give credit where it's due, are actually very solid setups, but today I'm going to show you an even better playstyle that still lets you use these setups but dramatically increases the overall pace and efficiency of your runs. So like I said, with one Cenotaph user, both teammates will receive a heavy finder brick and the wearer only receives a special finder brick, which I can imagine is enough reason for some of you to write it off, but what you may not know is that the Cenotaph tags actually stack with more players using it. But before we delve into that, it's important to know that the Cenotaph user cannot get the killing blow on a marked target, because if they do, it won't spawn heavy for their teammates at all, which is rather important for reasons you'll see shortly. So with 2 Cenotaph users, the teammate without it will receive 2 heavy finder bricks only if they get the killing blow, and now also for the first time, both Cenotaph users will receive 1 heavy finder brick each. Finally, with 3 Cenotaph users, the player who gets the killing blow will receive 2 bricks this time, but the other 2 players will both receive 1 heavy and 1 special brick. This means that for each champion killed, if everyone is running a scavenger, you're getting back a total of 8 rockets across your entire fire team, which is more than enough to not just use on champions but on ad clear as a whole. Put simply, when running this setup, you should never feel the need to use your primary weapons outside of stunning champions, because your rockets can deal with all the ad clear for you, and since you profit so many rockets from a single champion kill, you can keep up the cycle indefinitely. Furthermore, there is rarely any communication needed outside of making sure each champion is triple tagged, and perhaps when one person is running low, having them get the killing blow. So now that I've armed you with this knowledge, what's the best weapon and class distribution you should be running in order to make this the most optimal? Well, for starters, it's essential you have at least 1 Galahorn user, because first of all, it's an absolute ad clear machine, and second, it provides Wolfpack rounds to any teammates running legendary rockets, which artificially raises the ad clear power of their rockets as well as the damage itself. So try to have 2 legendary rockets, such as a Reconstruction, Bait and Switch Apex Predator, but obviously, dependent on the seasonal surge, this could change. This video was recorded in Season of the Wish, and every single GM this season has Solar Surge on it, so there's really no better rocket to run than Apex. Besides your heavy slot, each player must of course be running a trace rifle, and ideally a legendary one, since this lets you run an exotic primary at the same time should you want to. An absolute standout pick is Path of Least Resistance with Shoot to Loot Harmony, since for 1, each brick you create can be picked up from a distance with Shoot to Loot, and 2, since you're going to be getting so many kills with your rockets, you'll pretty much have Harmony proc 24/7, which is a 20% damage boost, by the way. Currently, Path of Least Resistance is the only obtainable trace rifle that can roll with Shoot to Loot, but if you have an older retrace path from Dares, it could also get it. If you don't have the pattern though, fret not, as this season came to us the 2 very first kinetic slot trace rifles, Appetence and Incisor, from seasonal content and Trials of Osiris respectively. Unfortunately, neither can roll Shoot to Loot, but they do bring the added flexibility of being able to use energy primaries. Up on screen is an example team comp we were using in the background gameplay. Class-wise, because you're all on a Warlock, I'm afraid it's the boring answer, but Well of Radiance is still an S tier option, especially because there are 3 of you, so you can efficiently chain them back to back. Aspects are down to personal preference, and in the run you're seeing here, I have Icarus Dash and Heat Rises. However, there are a couple things I would recommend to have on all the time, these being Phoenix Dive, Healing Grenade, and Ember of Benevolence, Singeing, Ashes, and Empyrean. The full mod list is up on screen, so take a screenshot if you need to, plus the dim link is also in the description. If I haven't sold you on this setup yet, I'm not sure what's holding you back. This is genuinely one of the most overpowered setups to ever grace the game, and it's also incredibly fun to cosplay as an AC-130. Anyway, I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, dear viewer.